We are so excited about Peacock and that we brought it to the marketplace a few years ago, when we started talking to marketers and telling them about Peacock, that it was an ad-supported streaming service where we could bring the culmination of all of the great things that NBC Universal had with our incredible content, along with great technology, data, and then ad innovation, really building a streaming service that has consumers and marketers at the heart of it. And we are so thrilled that in less than 2 years of its launch date, Peacock is thriving. And it's not the same Peacock that it was when we came to the marketplace last year. Last year, I want to say we had about 18 million active accounts and about 30 million users. And we've doubled that in just 1 year. And it's because of the great content and the great ad experience. That's what consumers are telling us. And so marketers have been working with us to really elevate that ad experience. And Peacock is so different from so many others, whether it's the low ad load and what you see in our upfront this year with the incredible amount of content, whether it's Peacock Originals, our partnership with Universal Pictures and the first pay window for movies, as well as our ability to stream next day, Bravo, NBC Prime, and so many other NBC Universal original content. And it's just a culmination with live sports, news, live events that makes it so different than anything else, with a very pristine ad environment. And so we really can't be compared to many other streaming services because not a lot of other streamers went this way. There are some new ones, some streamers who are trying to now get into the advertising space that were not there originally, but really putting advertisers at the center and thinking about how will consumers engage with these advertisers was so important to us. And it's really, really working.
So Laura, tell us a little bit about how advertisers work with Peacock versus linear programming.
So I think one of the things is that because Peacock is in a digital space and with new technology, we're seeing that we can have state-of-the-art frequency capping, data targeting to one-to-one using a marketer's first-party data with NBC Unified, and really connect them to audiences that they want, as well as ad innovations that break through the clutter. So we just announced that the new front and in-scene ad and a frame ad, we're bringing e-commerce to life. We offer surprise and delight ads like a binge ad, a pod bounce ad. And so many of these ad formats have been created with marketers. We have a Peacock Council, which started with our 10 launch partners and was expanded as more partners joined in a very meaningful way and said, we want to work with you on the future of streaming and really look at the advertising environment as a place within that streaming platform where we can tell our stories. Another one of my favorite ad innovations is the harmonizer, where you can use different ad innovations to tell a story throughout an episode for a marketer. So many different things. Again, with the lowest ad load that you can probably find anywhere in video, and it's not skippable for a marketer. And consumers tell us it's a very enjoyable experience. So all those things make it really exciting.
Laura, following up on targeting and making things relevant, you guys have made a lot of progress with NBC Unified across the cable properties, the Spanish stations, the various networks, Fandango. Tell us about that set, that NBC Unified, and how you guys are using it and what it really means.
So for NBC Unified, what we've done is we created an ID for our viewers and also other consumers across the vast NBC Universal portfolio, whether it's Fandango, Universal Parks, Comcast, and created an ID for each consumer, and then created a data spine that allows a marketer's first party data to find that consumer within our vast portfolio, or using open AP across the landscape. And so we are hearing from marketers that this is a first of its kind. We hired a major expert in the industry in John Lee to create this and build this for us. And advertisers are leaning in a very deep and meaningful way. We've set up hundreds, if not thousands, of meetings with marketers to talk about how we work with them on NBC Unified and help them target consumers so that there's less waste, and that they really are finding those consumers wherever they are, but the right consumers for their brands and products.
And speaking about consumers where they are, they're all over the place. And of course, you have a very highly distributed content strategy. And tell us what's going on. You've been doing it for years. Now there's TikTok, there's other players. Instagram is a partner. Where does this sort of that hyper distributed world, where is that for NBCU?
Sure. So at NBC Universal, we really believe that we need to put our content wherever the consumer is, because if the consumer comes first, we have to be where they are. And as you know, they're everywhere. So we've built partnerships with so many platforms, everything from Google, like you said, TikTok, Twitter, Snap, to work with them so that we can put our content, which consumers know and love, in the places that they know and love. And it's been really very powerful for us and powerful for our marketers, because it allows them to build reach in a very meaningful way. We saw it through our live events, everything from red carpet to our live award shows, where there's so much interaction during the show with these platforms that a marketer could take advantage for and amplify what they're doing, like a live look-in of a moment in the show that could be sponsored by a marketer, or red carpet follow-up, not just the actual moment, but all the red carpet looks and things that they're doing, and then make them available in these different places. As you saw in the Olympics, what we did with TikTok, it's, if consumers aren't necessarily going to watch on NBC, but they're interested in the Olympics, well, we're going to give it to them. We're going to give it to them in another place and be where they are. And we find that that drives their interest, and then they'll come back and watch that content where it is, where they want to, whether it's on Peacock or NBC. So it's really been a great strategy for us, and allows us to work in a more deep and meaningful way with marketers and have them surround our IP and content in a very deep and meaningful way.
And Laura, finally, it must be exciting to have the upfront, to see the industry. What do you hope transpires at the event, and more broadly, your relationship with the buying community and what you're trying to communicate?
What I think you're going to see next week is that at NBC Universal, we have data and technology underpinnings that the marketplace made as table stakes, along with Hollywood quality premium content. And when you marry these things together, it is huge impact for marketers. And while some competitors have the data, they have the technology, they don't necessarily have the content, and others who have content, they don't have the technology, the ad innovations, the data spine that I was talking about. And we have it all. And we have it all because we did it in partnership with the ad community. We listened to what they needed and wanted to build their businesses. And we got the investment from Comcast to build our business for the future. And so we really have, over the last few years, catapulted ahead of the industry in so many areas and are leading in these key areas. And marketers see that we can make a difference for their business.